Let's get to the bottom of this one. Unspoken truths that I miss one. Tap into the minds of the people, rather acknowledge before I dismiss one. Atheists, Muslim, Christians, Buddhists, they all got usage. All got perspective, it's a collective. Get to the bottom where the truth is. With our hearts uncovered, where you detox from all of the lies you smothered. What them tries could have killed you, but with faith you recover. Yup. Peel off the makeup, we finna take off. Never said it'd be a cakewalk. Meditate till we charged up. Execute goes regardless. Decalcify my pineal. Breaking language barriers, we saw millennials. Planets passing age rotations, down me we owe. So down me we know. Sometimes we can be slow, that's why my ears open. Every drop you add could complete the ocean. Speak up, play your part too. Been vulnerable, it's so hard to.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kimberly with Unseen Twisted Truths. We are the People's Podcast, and I apologize for the delay. I've been trying to get somebody's Kendall's music on my son's laptop. It's not hooked to the email, and it doesn't remember me when I come on StreamYard. Long story short, I was just trying to get ready for the show to make it so I can support everyone the way I'm supposed to. I have to finish setting up my followers and stuff like that. I don't know who's going to be able to be on with me besides just me. So if you can give me a couple minutes, just because their faces here doesn't mean they're really on that I know of. But anyway, so let me set this up real quick at the things and change my background so you don't see my background. But thank you for tuning in. I appreciate you all. So tonight's subject, because I can multitask. So tonight's subject is about it's about overstepping your boundaries. Overstepping your boundaries when it comes to yeah, both their mics are muted. Anyways, when it comes to helping someone, you know, when you try to do your best and you want to help people, is there such thing as too much help? Is there such thing as in like outdoing your welcome almost? Like you are like overstepping your boundaries by helping, because there's got to be a limitation. Some people want help. Some people ask for help. And then some people can't receive it, even though they ask for it. You know what the hardest thing is? And I'm just going to be real with you all right now. The hardest thing is when you try to love properly with your heart and your intent is pure, to have someone receive that. That's the hardest thing. Sometimes our love and our help, even though it's wanted, it can be received in a negative manner. So, is there such thing as overstepping your boundaries when it comes to help? This wasn't just my subject. This was also Kendall's, but her mic is muted. But this is her subject also, because it takes a village to raise children these days. It always has. Sometimes, though, some people may overstep their boundaries, even though their intent is to help. There's a medium ground to it. There's got to be some kind of boundary set up for everybody. So you don't step on each other's toes. So you don't overdo your help. Sometimes love comes with stipulations. You are allowed to love unconditionally, although you have to have grounds of doing it. A lot of people have power, ego, pride, different things that step within them to stop them from being free to love and to receive. So being strong is hard. Yet being unbalanced is even harder. And when I mean unbalanced, I mean not receiving somebody with love, not seeing them with discernment. Sometimes, sometimes it's not wanted. Sometimes it's not wanted. So you have to be careful with overstepping your boundaries when it comes to helping somebody. And I'm gonna read what my description was for this subject tonight, because I do believe that overstepping your boundaries there is a thing with overstepping your boundaries. I honestly do believe that. I apologize. I had a lot of coffee today. So, do things for others when they can manage themselves can be extra or can be exhausting. Helping others may be temporarily required, but continuing after needs are met can be infertilizing. That means if you continue to try to push that help when it's not needed, people aren't going to receive it as in being fertile, as in seeding, as in help, because your help is no longer needed. You know, God puts people in our lives, whether you believe in God or not, the universe, God, the Most High, whatever you want to call it. People are in our lives for a reason, though. Even the ones that hurt us are in our lives for a reason. You know? So, we have to realize what that reason is. Is it for us to be able to be stronger? To become who we're supposed to be? Or is it for us to learn some lessons along the way? Still, for us to be who we're supposed to be. If we didn't cultivate in life and go through and grow through everything that we have had to, we would not be who we're supposed to be. We need these people in our lives, even the damaging ones, so we can find strength within ourselves. I learned so much in my time on this realm. And I've learned that you can't force feed your love onto people when they don't want it, because they're not going to receive it as love. Someone once told me, you can go to a buffet, but you can't force them to eat it all. You have to let them pick and choose. Or they told me not to go in the kitchen and dance while the cake is cooking. And I didn't know what that meant for the longest time. And then I started receiving that in the proper way. Sometimes your help is too much. It all depends on how that person's wanting to receive you. If someone sees you with love and light and they see you as help, then it's going to be help. But if they see you as a burden, then no matter what you do, it's going to be a burden. If they see you as in hate, or because they've been through things and they see you in their trauma state, no matter what you say or do, they're going to receive it as trauma. I can have a conversation with someone and I speak love and light into them all the time. And I'm speaking it when they have an opinion and their opinion is not heard the way they want to be heard. And they're not standing strong as they think they should be in this opinion. Even if it's doubt, even if they're just speaking doubt within themselves, if they're not able to stand strong within that doubt and you're not receiving and you don't say, oh, I see why, you're right. No matter what you're saying to them is going to come out negative because your help is not wanted at that time. What you have to say is not validated at that time. The person who does too much may not understand when enough is enough, even because it's not wanted, it's not received, it doesn't need to be there yet. Although I believe everything happens for a reason. I do believe that. The people that are in our life need to hear us as much as we need to hear them. It's got to be a balance. Life has to be a balance. It has to be a 50-50. It's not shut up and let someone speak. It's listen to receive, because sometimes you need to learn from each other. That's what it's about. I don't think that there's such thing as unhealthy help, but there is such thing as too much for some people that aren't ready for it and they don't need it no more. What do you think? What do you think? Who's watching? Whoever is watching, if anybody's watching, what is your opinion on the matter? I have two people on the screen, but it's just to share my things. I don't think it's to help talk about the subject. It's just so they can get their hours in for view time and to help get our audience bigger. But what do you think? Trying to be too helpful can leave you feeling lost, exhausted, and lonely. It can lead you to a relationship that don't feel genuine. You may find that you are feeling depressed, anxious when you are helping others. Sometimes giving too much of ourselves can actually manifest in a physical pain in our bodies. You know, sometimes, even though we're trying to help, they might not receive it as help and they might not need it. What do you think, David? Do you think there's such thing as too much help? Do you think that you can help somebody and overstep boundaries at the same time? What do you think, Matt? Do you think there's such thing as too much help? Do you think that you're just being helpful and the next person might not receive it as help? So I've seen people inherit well, but in a few years they were behind those who started from with nothing. I think it's because they did not have their back to the wall and had to hit the ground running. Their mindset was off being well off and not having to work hard and think of getting ahead. Yes, especially when it is unsolicited, when it's not wanted. Matt said it depends on the situation. And that's true too. That's true too. It does take a village to raise children though. And I believe that I am not always correct. I know I'm not always correct. And I love to hear other people's opinions so I can have a different perspective, because sometimes my perspective is cloudy. Sometimes I don't see things the way that they're supposed to be shown. I'll admit that. I'll admit that. I'm not always right. Not at all. I know I have intent, and my intent is pure and genuine. I know I really honestly care. And I'm really mindful of myself. So, David, what is unsolicited help to you? Like when someone's not asking for it and they're constantly trying to help you when you don't need it. Is that what you're saying? Is that your opinion? I'd like to hear exactly what people were saying, because how I perceive it is just that. It's how I perceive it. Maybe your meaning it might have been differently. I do know that. I do know a lot of things are on perspective and how a person's thinking. No matter what you do or say, if they're thinking negative, it's going to come out negative. Usually when folks are nosy, like when it's not wanted. Yeah, that's true. That's true. When's enough's enough, though? Let's say you're someone's caregiver. I was a caregiver my whole life. I was a nanny for people. I've been their nanny before. When am I supposed to step away? When is my job done? Even as a grandparent. As a grandparent. Yeah, also jumping in before you get a chance to try. Oh, yeah, before the person ever gets a chance to try. You don't know what it's like to fail if you're not able to fall. Facts. Facts. But as a grandparent, do I think I know better than the parents? Not at all. It's not my job. It's their parent. Will I step in when I find out something's wrong, and will I voice my opinion? Yes. But at the end of the day, I don't have the bottom say. Because they're going to do what they want. It's their child. I don't know what's right. I would love to hear what God has to say, what the Most High has to say. I want to hear what his, hers, whatever it may be, the Creator's opinion is on life. Over I do another individual. I don't care if they help me my whole entire life and I look up to them. When it comes to my life, I'm the only one that's going to make or break it. I'm standing in my own way. I stop me from growing. No one else can stop me from growing. Nobody else can ruin my life besides me. I'm my biggest supporter and I'm my worst enemy. A lot of times in life. I cannot change somebody else's agreements or their belief system and how they see the world. I cannot make them see it the way that I see it for them. Lord. So that's right, I am the CEO of me. Until the Most High comes and tells me history, his story, and what I should and shouldn't do, anybody else's is just an opinion on my life. Whether they see me with love or not, they can't tell me what I should and shouldn't do in my life. I can use them as examples of what not to do or what I should do because it worked for them. But what worked for them may not work for me. And in a relationship, if I am to trust my mate and be submissive, that means I have to be able to be blindfolded and walk into this thing and do exactly as my mate says, and knowing that I'm going to be in good hands. I cannot have a negative mindset. I can't have limitations and stipulations in a rooftop when I think bigger than that. But at the end of the day, sometimes my love can be too much. Sometimes my help can cross boundaries because they don't want it. They don't want it. If they wanted to see me with love, they would see me with love, no matter what I said or did. But if they didn't see me with love, anything I said and did would come out poison. Am I wrong? Sometimes our help is not wanted. Sometimes our help can cross boundaries. Sometimes our help could come across as solicitation. We have to realize just because we see something in a different perspective to those that are in it doesn't mean we know better than them. Doesn't mean that we have a more powerful say over their life, because it's not ours. It's not our journey, it's their journey. It's not our shoes that they're walking in, it's their shoes. So sometimes we can be damaging, even if it's coming out with love. David says, I was just having this conversation when your spouse is used to being in survival and you have shifted and now you want to thrive. It can feel like pulling teeth. Ashe. Ashe. I know someone that had a similar situation. And no matter what they were saying, because they were coming from a trauma state, they came with caps and limitations. They come with a rooftop. If you speak bigger than that rooftop, what they're allowed themselves to see, they're not going to see you with discernment, David. They're going to see you in a trauma state because they don't know what it feels like to be free. They don't know what it feels like to totally trust. Matt says, I feel like life will put us all at a moment where we have to ask this question or where we are past with it. We may be in the mood that redirects that help we actually may need. So it could be conflicting in some aspect, yet we still deny we need help because of trauma facts. Because of trauma, where was it? Conflicting in aspects and then to deny it because of trauma from the past. So there could be reasons why the help isn't received outside the demeanor presence. Exactly. Hey yo, Kendall, I'm waiting for you to unmute yourself so you could join the stream.
Hi there. Thought I joined. So
Hi.
I had a technical issue here. Okay.
So, Kendall, do you believe that sometimes people overstep their boundaries with help, even though their intent is pure?
Yes, I do believe that. I'm one of those people who will overstep boundaries because I believe in the greater good for being the giver. And I'm always giving and giving and giving. I get nothing back.
Yeah.
There's only
Yeah.
so much you can do as a person where you waste well, it's not really wasting, but you give your time and energy, and there's no appreciation for
Yeah.
situations we put ourselves through. It's
Yeah.
like it's so draining sometimes. You're like, what
Yeah.
do I do? How do I fix it?
Yeah. I agree so much. It's
Mhm.
crazy how when the universe speaks to you, like the subject came about, you and I were just chatting, even us meeting, even Matt and I meeting, even Henry and I meeting. It's all organic from the universe. So the
Mhm.
subject came about, and yet it played so perfectly in the present, in my life, in Henry's life, and in your life.
Mhm.
We needed this. We needed to hear this. And we needed to hear other people's opinion on this. Hey
Of
Zion, I
course.
love this girl. She's a great supporter from Bangladesh.
Oh,
Peace and
cool.
love. Peace
Hey.
and love. In the end, it's all about choices. We're just saying. Yeah, it is
Yes.
about
We
choices.
both agree. Yes. The
Yes.
choices we make. Oof.
And not only that, not only the choices we make though, Kendall, but the choices we allow ourselves to receive.
Ooh. That
Think
hit me
about
like a slap in the face.
think about that, because sometimes no matter what, good morning at 6:30 in the morning around oh, I don't say good morning, I promise you, I apologize. It's grand acknowledge rich risings, anything positive, anything. I'm going to push love and light and riches onto you, wealth and prosperity.
Mm.
So there goes the word choices. Yes, it's our choice. It is our choice,
Mhm.
brother. It is. It is. It is. And so I had a situation before, and I'm glad I don't have to deal with this no more, but I've had a situation before where I was speaking life into someone.
Mhm.
And no matter what they said, no matter what I said, they didn't receive it as speaking life. They see it as me running at the mouth, flapping my lips, me constantly talking over them, me shutting them up when they were speaking negatively. But this was not just somebody. This was a person that I was wanting to lead me. This was somebody I was asking to be my mate. So, as a submissive woman, my job, I believe, would be to allow them to lead me blindfolded.
Mm.
But if I'm wanting them to lead me blindfolded, don't I want them to have the mindset of unlimitations?
Yes, they're supposed to be on the same page with you, but if they're not willing, then they're not willing. You have to
Yes.
be both willing to work the willingness, I would say, because if you're not wanting to be on the same page, it's not going to work out.
Not at all. And did you see what David said? And it
Oh.
fits so perfectly. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know David, but David was speaking on this as if this happened to him. So where is it? It says, I just having this conversation when your spouse is used to being in survival mode and you have shifted and now you want to thrive, it can feel like pulling teeth.
Mm. Sometimes you need to let the person thrive on their own terms too, but you can still be there supportive when they need the space as well. But you can try to manage to be there as well. But there's only so much you can do for yourself if they are willing.
But
So
if
it has to
you,
be,
but I have a question,
of
not to
course.
interrupt you, just a question,
Hmm.
because I agreed with everything you're saying.
Hmm.
But if you're wanting them to take control over your life, don't you want to make sure that you guys are on the same playing field?
Um, that's a good question. When it comes to the wantingness too, it's just you can't control everything. They have to be full heartedly or nothing. And if they're not wanting, then that's their issue that they need to deal with themselves as well. So they can figure out what are your priorities for that type of goal you want in life.
How can you water a plant that doesn't want to grow?
Mm, that's a tough one.
I took human psychology, I took 2 years of it. And the only thing I learned from human psychology is that you will never figure out another person.
Mm, that's also true because it's always the next chapter for what you want to embrace with life and situations. And, you can't always
Situations?
control it.
Not at all. And I
I learned that the
wished,
hard way.
yeah, I wished I could control love. I wish love was a controlled
Uh,
state, but it's not.
mm,
It's not. I wish that everybody seen each other fresh and new, like a brand new
yeah.
book, a beautiful painting that's never been touched.
Hmm.
But they don't. They take from their survivor mode, from what they went through in life, and now start forming belief system, agreements.
Hmm.
And you know what the scariest thing is letting all that go to start fresh.
Yeah. And sometimes we have to reevaluate our own selves to see what we need to do to make ourselves better. How can you make yourself better if you're not willing? But you have to be willing to be better.
See, and David said, I believe that if the other person is comfortable, that's fine, but they should not get in the way of those who want to shoot for the moon.
Mm,
I believe, and this is just my belief system, and this is just my opinion within my life. I believe that we are all gods. We are mere images of the Creator, the Most High. That's my opinion. I believe that as above, so below.
Hmm.
I believe that we are our only enemy. Nobody is above us, and we are not above no one, because we are all having a human experience at this present moment. And our choices are allowing us to be where we are, but nobody's stuck. If you want better, then be better, and then better will come to you. I don't
Hmm.
believe that you have to fight for it. I think that once you feed the negative energy, then the negative energy has power to grow.
Hmm.
I want to feed life into my man. And when they speak negative, I want to shut it down, because I want to be able to trust them with blindfolds on, that do not to lead me into temptation and deliver me from evil.
Yeah.
I want to know that I am in good hands, that I am allowed to be submissive to this person, because they see me as a gentle flower in peace. And they want to protect that because they
Of
love me.
course. Yeah. I see that. um,
How do we
I'm at
find
a
that?
loss of words. It's just, I don't know. It's just one of those things where we have to learn with, we're learning as we grow, and each day is we're always growing to find that self perspective for who we are as humans. And that's how life is. Each day is a blessing to take. So, it's just one of those things where we need to fully discover for who we are as people and just be yourself.
Because I think that words are powerful,
Hmm.
and what we say can affect us. And if we say broken, then we will have a broken mindset. If we say we can't, then we will have a limitation of we're not able to.
Hmm.
If we think that we have to be able to do a certain thing in order for us to strive and thrive, then that's going to stick us to that belief system.
Hmm.
But if we're free, we think above limitations, and we realize that we're more powerful than we allow ourselves to be, and our words matter. I don't use the word but, because to me that's a period. You might as well not say the first part you said, because anything after that is irrelevant,
Hmm.
because your perspective has changed. It's no longer what you thought before because you said but. It's uncertainty. It's
Hmm.
wishy-washy. I'm not correct on everything I say. I feel the way I feel, though, and I see the world the way I see the world, and I can't force that upon another individual.
Hmm.
But to find somebody that feels the way I do and sees the world the way I do is very hard. Although it's not undoable. It can be done. And it will
Yep.
be done if it's meant to be. What's meant for me shall be for me, regardless of what I do.
Of course. It's kind of like a puzzle piece for how we want to see things and what we want to do for ourselves daily. But people see different aspects of you for what they want to see through you. But you got to see it for yourself. If you have those limitations, you got to get rid of that crap. You got to see a higher purpose for yourself too.
I speak love and life into everybody.
Mm.
When Henry comes on the show, in Henry, I say Henry play before we leave the show. It's not because I'm forcing Henry to play, because I believe in Henry, and this is an opportunity because we have a base of people watching us, and someday someone will come across it and they will be touched by what Henry has to say.
Hmm.
And I believe in Henry. I want people that I love to see themselves. I may cry. I'm a very emotional individual, especially when I mean it from my heart. When I want people in my love circle to see the way I see them, to
Hmm.
love themselves like I love them. And it affects me when they don't. And the reason why is because I trust them to lead me, especially a man. I'm not one that's going to go burn my bra because I believe in equal rights. I don't think anybody's above me, but my job as a woman is to be able to listen to my mate and to let them lead me, regardless of their age, regardless of their race, regardless of their knowledge. My job is to allow, because they think differently than me. I think with my heart, they think with logic. And that's my opinion. I try to think with logic, but my heart gets in the way. Do you receive that, Kendall?
Yes, I definitely receive that. It makes a lot of sense for how we see ourselves differently versus situations we're facing daily. We just want what's best for each other, no matter the outcome of situations.
Yeah. David said, it's one thing to have a partnership and have them see the world as you do. It's beautiful. Just make sure they ain't trying to make your dream their dream and take the credit.
Mm,
I can agree and I can disagree with that. And I see where you're coming from. And the reason why I can agree and disagree is because I don't want the credit. I don't need to have the credit for anything in this world. Because we all should share that credit. My ego is not an issue to myself where I feel like I have to have that validation that I did this. Not at all. I don't want that because I know within my heart that I wouldn't be able to do this without them. And that's everybody. This podcast, I wouldn't be able to run this podcast if it wasn't for Henry. He's the only person that stood by my side thus far in almost 3 years. And he had technical difficulties at times, and there's times where he wasn't able to come on. But although, although there was times where he wasn't able to come on, he still supported and shared. He's getting an album out tonight, and that's why he's not on right now. And I love that for him because someone's helping him get that out there because he has no music outside of the podcast or what he puts on live or at events. He does not have an MP3 anywhere out there in this world. And he's amazing. He's on here sharing this, talked about it, and got his people to tune in with just his little icon because this podcast matters to him because this is his too. This ain't just mine. Because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't still be here. Because it's hard to run a business alone. It takes a team. I could do it alone, but I don't want to. It's easier with somebody else to believe in you and believe in what you believe in. What do you think?
I agree with that one. Sometimes we need partners just so we have other people helping us out when we need to, so we can strive to do better as a team or when it comes to friendship or whatever it is, they can help out. It's a good way to go just to fully show your support in all aspects for what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So go for it. Help out when you can.
I love being in an environment where people see me and they celebrate me.
Mm,
Because every person I see with love.
yeah.
It feels good to be in that situation. It feels good to be wanted, especially when you came from a situation where you never were wanted. When you were told, which I've healed from it, so this doesn't affect me. But I was told when I was younger that I was only here to try to keep my dad and that I wasn't wanted by the person that gave birth to me, which really messed me up for the longest time. And I accepted so much stuff because of that.
Hmm.
That's not true, though.
No, mine's kind
It,
of similar for that as well when it comes to it's the self-worth feel, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And when I learned to love myself, I learned to put up healthy boundaries for me too, because I
Mm,
don't need to accept anything less than what I put out. And if you
mm,
don't see my love as positive, then you don't need to receive my love, because somebody does. Somebody will.
mm. You're
You
very
know?
appreciated.
You feel that?
Oh, yes. Yeah, I received it.
So when I say the universe speaks to me, I was telling somebody this today. It's not about whether or not you know and went to school for this or that you are educated enough and have a degree within this. It's about how confident you are in what you believe and what you say.
Hmm.
Do you think that Jesus walked around and said, "Well, I went to college this long and this is how I know what I know"?
No, he went right on the streets and did what he did.
And he did what he did. And whether
It did
you
his
believe him
thing.
or not,
I'm sorry.
you know where he wasn't Jesus at?
At the church.
Jerusalem, where he was
That
born.
too. Yeah.
He had to leave there because
Hmm.
he wasn't appreciated there. Your words are powerful, and if you believe you are what you are, say you are, then that's what you are. No one can tell you anything different, because that's what
Hmm.
Eminem said. David loves the conversation. I appreciate you, David. You didn't have to take your time out to tune in, so thank you.
Hi,
Thank you.
David.
Thank you for allowing us to water you.
Hmm.
Everybody is put into each other's lives for a reason.
Yeah,
David
I
needed
believe
to hear
that.
this as much as we needed to hear what David had to say.
Hmm.
I overtalk people.
It's all good.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't see it as a bad thing.
No, at least it's a conversation starter, so at least it gets people going for what they want to say as well. So why not?
David said hi, Kendall.
I'll behave.
So not only is it a conversation starter, yet it may be needed. I don't
Hmm.
force. I won't force.
Hmm.
If
And it's
I
supposed to
see
be natural, right? Let it come naturally for you.
if I see the situation isn't needed to be talked, I won't talk.
Yep.
Although if I feel that it is needed to be heard, I'll speak it. Whether it's needed to be received or not, I can't do anything about that.
Mm-hmm.
My control stops with me.
Mm-hmm.
Anything outside of me, I have no control over. I wish I could control love, though. Honestly, I wish that love was a key that you really could put it in the door and unlock everybody's mind and be like, wow, that's love.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to receive that positively because that's love.
Yeah.
I want someone to look at me and see no matter what I say, it's going to come from my heart because I care. What do you want from life, Kendall? What do you want from your presence in this realm?
Oh, wow. Where do I begin? There's so much I want to strive from, but right now, each day, I'm just taking it as is because I know it's all different for how I want to play my day out. If I'm not well or if I'm sick the next day, I gotta be careful too because the way my health has been lately, it's been kind of up and down. So each day, I'm just counting my blessings for what I want to do next. So right now, I've been focusing on my work, my artwork, my music, and praying things through and working on my new book. And I'm just like, okay, Lord, what do I need to do?
Speaking of your music, let's hear your song. This is the best
Oh,
time. I don't have it in a video form though, if that's okay. I
oh
only
no, it's
have it
okay.
because I was trying to put it in video form. That's why I was late for the show. It's not letting me. I was able to sign on my email with my son's laptop. I just wasn't able to put it in the video spot. I don't know why. I probably had to
Okay.
format it into an MP4 or something. I don't know. But
Hmm.
it's gonna play as a song. So
Oh,
let's let them listen. Is that okay? Do you
oh,
want to
of
say what it's
course.
about?
Go for it.
Do you want to say what it's about real quick?
Oh, well, it's an original. Oh my gosh, I can't talk today. Original piece that I worked on. Oh my gosh, I gotta laugh at myself. It's okay. So I've been working on new commissions and I keep getting visions for new chords I keep seeing, and I had to write it down. So when I write it down, I see the chords. So I'm like, okay, this is gonna be a new piece I'll work on. So it's called Elegance. And what it means, it's just being open to the atmosphere and accepting for what is.
Beautiful. All right, let's get
Hmm.
into that.
Okay.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. That's my mom. That's the lady that raised me. That is the one that I
Oh,
love and call mom. And she
hi,
said it.
Mom.
She said it is elegantly beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Mm,
I'm
it
not
was.
emotional. It's okay.
I want to tell you something, Kendall. I thank you from the bottom of my soul for allowing me to love you.
Oh, I greatly appreciate it. And right back at you, too.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't see me. David said hi, mom. A lot of people don't see me. Don't see me the way that I want to be seen. They don't see me with pure and genuine intentions. A lot of people see me with vindictiveness or a
Hmm.
battling side, or maybe I'm trying because of how I speak and how I act that I'm trying to get into their mind to overpower them. I've been called like the Black Widow. I've been called like I'm a succubus. I,
What?
yeah, I've been called things because of what they went through,
Mm.
and because they're not used to pure. This world's hard, and it's hard to feel love, and it's hard to see love. Mom said hi, love to all. Love you, mom. Everybody loves you, mom. Henry loves you too, mom, but he's not in right now. Just his faces. But anyways, my mom is one of my biggest supporters. She didn't have to, and the reason why I call her mom is because I was 14 and she told me to stop being the way I was being because she saw me in a different light, and I needed to see myself in that light because I had a child. She cared enough to take time out to tell me that I was beautiful. She didn't have to. I wasn't her child. She was just married to my dad.
Mm.
She actually tried killing me. It's a funny story, not funny. And I'm grateful for that. I've never lied to her, and I will never lie to her. And I have so much respect for her, and I look up to her. And if anybody, when I see my mom, I see strength. I don't call the lady that gave birth to me my mom. I call her by her name because she asked me to. I don't ever. She passed now, so but I don't. I've never called her outside of her name. She said she wanted to be referred to that, so that's what I called her because that's what her wishes were. She didn't want to be called mom. She wanted to be my friend. So the lady that raised me, my mom, she did what a mom was supposed to do. Told me I was beautiful. Told me I was worthy. Told me to start seeing myself in the light that she seen me in. Gave me strength. Believed in me when no one else did. And she didn't have to. So that for that I deem her my mom. And she's been in my life for almost 40 years. So yeah, I was 14 and I'm about to be 50 in December. So like she raised me, and she's my son's grandma.
Wow. That's
So
beautiful.
for her to tell me that I was beautiful when I never heard it, it meant a lot to me.
Hmm. I think we should all call each other beautiful on a daily basis just to uplift each other. Like, you know what? You're beautiful. I don't care if you're a Jude or whatever you are. You're a beautiful human specimen.
Hey, Ashe, I tell everybody all the time they are beautiful. I
Hmm.
feed love onto this world.
Yeah.
Anybody who knows me will not tell you, will never say that I put any hate out. I don't have nothing
No.
bad to say about anybody. Even the person that tried taking my life, even my biological mom was a beautiful soul. Just because they weren't what I thought they should be doesn't mean they're not less than who they are. People, I don't have expectations of no one. I allow
Hmm.
people to be exactly who they're supposed to be.
Exactly. So what's the point of trying so hard to change someone when you don't need to? They just got to work on themselves as well. So it starts with you and it begins with you.
I wish there was fairness, though. If I can wish for
Mm.
anything, I wish for fairness.
Yeah.
Because if I allow you to be you, then why won't you allow me to be me?
Yeah, that's a tough one too. But it's still, you're allowed to be open that way. It's okay to be open. It's okay to be vulnerable in situations too. You're allowed to express yourself.
Thank you, David. He's a beautiful spirit. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. That's my intent.
Hmm.
Uh so Kendo, how do you want to wrap this up? What is one thing you want this world to know about the
Mm.
subject of sometimes our help can overcross boundaries?
Be kind to yourself. It's okay to set boundaries for you when needed. When you need to set those boundaries, it's okay to reevaluate situations in life.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And if you don't mind, since that's on here, I'm going to play that also on Saturday, if you don't mind.
Of course, more the merrier. I'm happy to help out.
Thank you. Um, so I want to wrap this up with saying, one, I appreciate everybody for tuning in and sticking around, and much love and respect to you. Realize how powerful you are. Realize how great you are. There is nobody out here like you. And if you weren't here, this world wouldn't exist to you. Remember that. Just because I don't need your help right now doesn't mean I'll never need it. And that's true. That's true, David. That's true. Like I said before, I am a follower and a leader. And I'm a teacher and a student. I don't know all. And sometimes I don't see things because I'm too close to the situation. And I need another eyes to say, hey, you ever think it might be like this? And I'll receive it. If it's positive, I'll receive it. I can't allow someone to make me feel less than what I feel. I can't, I won't. I won't allow someone to put a cap on me and say there's limitations and I can't do something because the universe provides to me. The universe speaks to me. I am a spiritual healer. I studied this. I'm a gatherer and I am love and light from the Most High. And I don't care what anybody else says or does. They can't change that. They can't stop me from feeling that way about me because I love me. So at the end of the day, love yourself. That's the most powerful tool in the world. Love is the answer to every situation. Love yourself, though, first, because that's the most powerful tool. So, may everyone's night be full of positive energy and high vibrations. And thank you for tuning in and allowing yourself to receive this love in a positive manner. The way you express everything perfectly shows you speak with heart and not logic. Thank you, Zion. I swear I love this beautiful soul. She's a beautiful soul. She's one of my favorite people when it comes to supporters. She's just so beautiful. You should follow her, Kendall. She's an amazing, amazing person.
I'll do so. Thank you so much.
Yes. All right. May everyone's night be full of positive energy and high vibration. Love yourself. That's a beautiful gift. Give it to yourself. You deserve it.
Hmm.
Ashe, everyone. Ashe.
Have a great night, y'all.
I love how country you are.
Yeehar.